Fraser, it wasn't a classic by any means, but who do you think will be more happy with the draw in today's Edinburgh Derby?
They rarely are, these games classics, are they? Always kind of live TV video nasties, but it's got to be Hearts, I think. It's got to be Hearts with that late equaliser. Just what a dream for young James Wilson, 17-year-old, to score right in front of the fans that he himself is a boyhood Jambo fan. So to do it in front of 3,500 travelling Maroon Army, just the stuff of dreams, but an absolute, just the latest in a long series of kicks in the teeth for David Gray in the final minutes. I mean, I've counted that's now 4 of the last 7 games where they've conceded result-changing goals after the 86th minute. I mean, just last week you saw them at Dundee United winning 2-1 after 92 minutes and managed to lose the game 3-2. So at least they've got out of this one with a point, but having spoken to Gray and Critchley there, you can definitely see Neil Critchley as a happier manager after that draw.
It's kind of, I was going to say he would pulling his hair out, David Gray. Obviously he won't be in this particular case, but he must be going mad because that goal today, so stupid, so sloppy. They just go to sleep at the back post and it's a goal. He must. I mean, as a manager, I don't know how you stamp that out, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I mean, it was happened with question upon question on that. I mean, it's no wonder he's got no hair left in that. He has. He said that, to be fair, and he was right. He said for 99% of that game, my defence have defended brilliantly. They've headed balls in the box. They've stood up to the physical challenge of Shankland. They've made big blocks. Marvin Ekpiteta made a couple of big blocks. But you're right, they go to sleep twice because it's a long throw in and Alan Forrest peels off somebody. Alan Forrest, all 5 foot, one of them, manages to get a flick on at the near post, which is unbelievable. And if that's not bad enough, I think it's Lewis Miller's caught dreaming at the back and young James Wilson gets in front of him to stab it home. So there's 2 mistakes at such a costly time again for David Gray. And do you know what? In injury time, Hearts forced a couple of free kicks and corners in really dangerous areas. And I tell you, the Hibs fans must have been watching through their fingers. Because I, for one, certainly thought, here they go again. They're going
I could feel it as well.
Yeah.
What about Lawrence Shankland, Fraser? I wanted to get your take on him. He's now of today's game. He's 1 goal in 15 appearances for Hearts this season. How did you think he played today, and what is his kind of malaise down to?
Do you know what? Despite what many people say, he never shies or he never lacks in work rate. He puts himself about. He loves these occasions. He loves being the panto villain, and he certainly got plenty of grief for the home support. Do you know what? He didn't today, but he had been contributing assists. I think he had 3 assists in 3 games leading up to last week. Again today, actually, he put in Kenny Vargas in the first half with a really cute little flick, and Vargas was denied by a save for Joseph Bursic. So he's contributing, but just no goals this season. It's stark, isn't it? I mean, for somebody that was kind of averaging 2 goals every 3 games coming into this season. I mean, what is it, 1 in 15?
1 in 15 this season,
It must be getting some. Well, no, Lawrence Shankland is a goal scorer. He was Scotland's Player of the Year off the back of last season's 32 goals, was it? So it must be getting to him. But I will say this he's still contributing, and he's never short of work rate. He's working his socks off there again today. Do you know what? His team have got a reasonable result. I think he'll go home happy. A solid 6 out of 10 for Shankland. I think most players on that pitch today were 6 out of 10. Nobody really stood up. Craig Gordon, oldest player ever to play in an Edinburgh Derby. He just keeps hitting these milestones, and he came up with three big saves. I
was going to say to you about Gordon Fraser, because again, nothing spectacular, but I thought he was really good today, Gordon. A couple of really clever saves.
Yeah, Dwight Gale in the first half. For me, I'm a goalie connoisseur. I love these things. And I thought when he threw up the big right hand to block Dwight Gale's kind of 6 yards out when he got that header in, that's just Craig Gordon all over. His reflexes are as sharp as anything for somebody that will turn 42 in Hogmanay this year. Kind of saves other keepers don't make. It's just lightning quick reactions. It might not look spectacular, but that was a fantastic save. And had a couple other important ones after the break as well. So he was as good as anyone on the park today. I think he did as much as anyone to win Hearts that point.
It feels mad that we finished today with these 2 teams bottom and second bottom of the league. That just in going into November, it's crazy.
It's shocking. The pair of them must. It's pretty embarrassing for them if you come to the end of the first round of fixtures and they're both locked at the bottom of the table, which they could well be now. That could be them falling further behind. Is it St Mirren? I think was third bottom coming into today, but see how they get on today. But obviously this is a pre-record, so I don't know how they've got on today. But do you know, I've watched Hearts' on Thursday. I watched Hearts on Thursday there against Ammonia, and they were immense. The impact Neil Critchley's had since he came in, winning his first game last week, obviously 4-0 against St Mirren. It's stark, it's incredible. Really front foot, high pressing, intense, energetic. Thursday more so than today was incredible to watch, really. Maybe put the handbrake back on slightly today. I'm not saying they sat back, but they weren't quite as adventurous. So to win his first game as Hearts boss 4-0, to win his debut in European football 2-0, and then to get a reasonable 1-1 draw in his Derby debut in the home of Hearts' great rivals today, that's not a bad week's work for his first week at Tynecastle. My point is, I think I can see Hearts driving up. I'm on record as saying I think Hearts will still finish fourth this season. They're good enough. They're showing signs of it. Again, they've got a point out of not a very good performance today. They're finding ways now. Hibs I'm a wee bit more worried about. They just look so fragile at times.
They're away to Ross County on Wednesday as well, and that's already got the making of a really tough but huge game.
I wouldn't put money on them winning that, if I was a betting man. These are the tough games that Hibs historically, never mind this season, have struggled to get anything out. I think that'll be a draw. They quite often draw up there. Again, was it no last season they were winning deep into injury time and Jan Danda, of all people, scored an equaliser. So, look, they need a win. They need it any way they can get it. They need to be a goal up and just defend for their lives to prove that they can do it. Whether that arrives on Wednesday, I don't know, but they need one quick because the pair of them are getting cut off there. Of course, Hibs have that game in hand, so they can actually jump above Hearts whenever that game in hand comes. Hearts have got Kelly on Wednesday, of course.
Yep. Well, Fraser, listen, it's always a pleasure. I'll let you get up the road. Thank you very much for joining us on the Hotline Live.
Nice one. Thanks, Daniel. All the best.
Cheers, Fraser.